really fast because I get excited. So stop me at any time, okay?
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Bobbie. Bobbi.
You need one of these, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, this one. I got a copy on it here. I already wrote all over. Don't want to mess your paper up.
And then my last name is McWhorter. McWhorter. Did you get me? Did you record me spelling my name really slow?
Yeah.
McWh. All right. Sponsoring brand partners. It is definitely a slow process, and it can't be rushed. And so I say, first and foremost, you have to be consistent with Nerium. People have to know that you're doing it and you're consistent. You have to be very confident.
1 minute.
And you have to be super excited. So whenever you're doing that, people will start taking you seriously, and they'll start kind of watching what you're doing instead of you kind of being in and out and in and out, and they don't know, is she doing this? Is she doing that? But my favorite quote, and I say it all the time, so my team that's sitting at this table gets to hear it again and again. I always say, people follow people who know where they're going. If you have no idea if you're going to do Nerium tomorrow, maybe you'll skip the day, take the day off, maybe you'll take a week off, people aren't going to follow you because they sense that off of you. Whatever you're like putting out there, they're sensing, and they're not going to want to follow you because if you don't know where you're going, they don't know where they're going. So I really, whenever you're not like sure how to be consistent or how to be excited or how to be confident, that just shows that you need to be at more regionals. You need to be talking with somebody in your upline support team sideline. You need to be getting on all those calls and really plugging in. If you're not doing NU, I think that's the biggest thing is a lot of people I find don't do NU. They say, oh yeah, I'll watch it, but you never get to it. Find somebody, even if they're not on your team. Like our team has a huge NU. We have 20 to 30 people at my house every Monday night. You know, and that's just what we do. Like my and my kids love it. Like they're like, is my family coming? Like they think that's their cousins. And I'm just like, so you know, find those things to plug in. And if your team doesn't want to do it, it's because they're not in that groove of doing it and they haven't seen you do it. So you find one person to do it with and post it to where your team can see it, and eventually your team will fall in line because they'll see you doing it over and over and over again. Like they don't have to question, is Bobbie having a you? It's there, you know, I'll let you know if we're not, just assume to be there. So once you're getting consistent stuff, then, you know, the fun and excited part comes where, and Facebook's huge on this, is that I like curiosity killed the cat. I like that approach. I don't post a lot of Nerium stuff, although I post a lot of Nerium stuff. So, like, when we're having fun at NU, when we're coming to the regionals, when we're doing all this really fun and exciting stuff, I'm posting that. I'm blasting it. But I'm like, I am having so much fun with our part-time gig or whatever, and I might hashtag Nerium, but I'm just showing the culture over and over, and people are searching for, what is she doing? What is this thing? She's going to all these events. She's going on all these trips, whatever, you know, stuff like that. So they're watching me, and I'm not throwing up Nerium all over my page. In Puerto Vallarta, I loved when Tammy Smith said this, and this would be something I would definitely write down. She said, make your life about your life and make Nerium be the commercials. I thought that was genius. So, like, if you post 4 times a day or 4 times a week on Facebook, 3 out of 4 of those need to be about family, fun, faith, whatever it is that makes you tick. And the 4th one, or in there, only one of those needs to be about Nerium, whether it be a product picture or an opportunity or something like that, because people will start unfollowing you. You've seen it, I don't know if you've seen them on Facebook, but we have people that sell other stuff, and that's all they post after post, and you're just like, come on, like, I want to know about your family and your kids and what you're doing. And so I am very, probably on my team, I'm probably the one that posts least about Nerium, the most about Nerium without saying Nerium. I'm very weird about that. But I post, like, we went in March and we post picture of the day every day. Never once did I say it was Nerium. I'd post a picture that day and I would put a caption with it like, who struggles with the front butt, or the mom thighs, or, you know, whatever. And I never put Nerium on it. And I did that every day, picture after picture. The first 3 weeks I was like, this picture of the day doesn't work. I was like, this doesn't work. And then about the third week, I got slammed with messages. They're like, what is this stuff? I thought, what do you mean, what is this stuff? I've been doing this for 2 years. Everybody knows what I do. No, they don't. But I wasn't putting Nerium in it, so they had to come to me to ask. And so when they did, I still went curiosity. You have to really drag that process out, because sometimes we really want to rush and we want to give them 5 to 7 exposures in 24 hours. Give them bits and pieces. So then I'd be like, oh my gosh, check out my friend so-and-so, and I'd send another picture. And then I would sidetrack them and be like, how is your family, and blah, blah, blah. And then I might forget for 3 hours to even answer their question. And then later that night I would go back and be like, oh my gosh, you asked me a question. I am so sorry. This is what it is. So that they know that I honestly am not there to make a buck off of them. Because if we're looking for the quick dollar, that's all we're going to get. If we're looking for short-term gratification, that's what you're going to get. So when you're taking them through that process of becoming a PC, that possibly could convert to a BP, because 70% of Nerium brand partners were preferred customers first. When you're taking them through that process, you can't look at them as a dollar bill sign, because they will fill that. But if you're always keeping your bucket full, you don't have to be rushing through your processes. If you're being consistent, your bucket's always full, so you have them trickling in from a month ago or 2 weeks ago. So the other thing is that you have to truly dig deep and really start caring about what's in it for people. And I've noticed that since I've been doing that, and I look at people and I really want to listen to them, they're going to give us clues. They're going to give us huge clues. Are they struggling financially? Are they struggling to belong somewhere? Do they need friends? Do they need the culture? Do they need more time? Whatever. Are they tired that they need EHT brought up? Whatever it is, you have to be listening. And that was a hard one for me, because I can talk and talk and talk and talk, and I love to talk and I love people, that I had to really sit back and really focus on, today I'm going to do my 2 exposures and I'm going to listen. Maybe I'll get 1 exposure on Facebook, but I really try to get 1 exposure contact, listening to somebody and what they need. So I always have samples in my purse, and stuff like that, to where I can really hand that out if they're tired or whatever. I'll be like, oh my gosh, check this out. What is it? Oh, the stuff I use. That's it. Just try it. You know what I mean? The other thing that's like super important is always leaving the conversation open for a follow-up. Because sometimes we feel like we're bugging them because we're like, let me know what you think. Okay. And they don't, because that's what people do. They get busy or whatever. Don't ever say, let me know what you think. Say, awesome, I'm really excited for you to try this. I'll check back with you in a couple days, or whatever it is that we say. I usually don't check back with them in a couple days. I usually make it 3 or 4, because then whenever I go back to checking up with them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Life got crazy. I didn't even check up with you, and then I'm really apologetic for not checking up with them. Because the more that you care about them, the more that they feel that it's not just that quick dollar. So you have to quit looking at that instant gratification and really trying to focus on what it is that they need or want. Let's see. Sorry, I just went like total crazy there. Like completely off my note. Say what?
Add something to that?
Yes, of course, Alex.
Who here has read GoPro?
GoPro. I have not. I have it on my
You're talking
on my Kindle,
about like you were reading it.
I have not read it.
Well, that's one of the things that he focuses on in there, is that you never want to ask, what was it that you said at the end? What did you think?
What did you think?
Yeah, never
Yeah,
end
for sure.
any exposure with that, because that gives them the opportunity
To be negative.
Exactly. You want to
What did you like best?
Not necessarily that. You want to end every exposure into another exposure. And you keep exposing them with different,
Always.
whether it's a video, whether it's any third-party tool. Just keep on taking them through the process until they come to you and go, all right, tell me more about this.
Right.
They just have to check.
And I seriously, probably 1 out of 10 do I even mention Nerium before they know. Like, it never even comes out of my mouth. I'll send more pictures, I'll send a sample, and then I'll send a video, and the video tells them Nerium. Like, I'm very curiosity kills the cat kind of person. Like, that's just who I am. I'm going to let the video tell them what Nerium is. I'm going to let the video, because if I say Nerium before I can even send them a video, Google has ruined it all. You know what I mean? So I really try to just say, oh my gosh, I might even say it's the firm cream or whatever, but I try not to attach Nerium to it. I assume everybody knows what I'm doing because I have a plaster doll, but they don't. Like, it's crazy that you would assume that, but only like 10 to 15% of your newsfeed actually see, like, your friends list sees what you're doing. So when you send them a message, then you go into their algorithm, which is huge. So when we were running for like our promo, like whenever I was running for Cancun and trying to qualify really quick with that double trip volume, I made a Facebook Live video and I warned everybody they'd be getting a crazy message from me. Like, I wanted them to know that, Then I started messaging people and I showed up in their algorithm and they saw that video and they were like, oh, that's why she gave me a message. And in my message, I was very forward. I said, oh my gosh, as you probably know, we're with this crazy company called Nerium and we got a trip and we don't want to miss the next one and we're running for it. Any and all help would be greatly appreciated. I said, if you're interested on anything and want me to send you anything, let me know. If not, I put that is 100% okay. I'm fine with that. Just say no, thank you, and I put that in quotations. So I gave them a command to do, because if you do, they'll do it. I said, and I will send you a hilarious gift to brighten your day. That is the biggest response I've ever gotten. I went back and looked. I got probably a 90% response, when I usually get 30 to 40% response. Huh? So
what do you mean? You said I'll send you a hilarious gift.
Like in the messenger, the gifts that are like funny that you can put or whatever. And so I had a ton of people that messaged no thank you, which was fine, but they answered. That was huge. Like, I was like, I've never had this response. And they would say, no thank you, but oh my gosh, your videos are hilarious. And I'm like, checkmate, they're following me, and I had no idea, So that's like the biggest thing, is just getting them to watch and letting them know, like, funny is my thing, I'm quirky, but find your thing. What is it that you do? Are you inspirational? Are you, like, really driven? Is that your thing that you want to focus on Facebook? Find what you are and really brand yourself, because what you are is what you kind of want. And if you do that, that's who you're going to find. Like, I'm very driven, and I'm very excited. Like, I'm a very excited person, but I'm also very quirky. Like, and that's who I am. I'm a funny, kind of quirky person, So I mean, will I take a serious person? Yes. But would it be really awkward? Probably for me, So people see that we're fun and stuff like that. I had a girl join probably 3 or 4, whenever Leslie Gerard, probably 6 months ago, Leslie Gerard, one of my brand partners, joined. She literally only joined because on Monday nights we posted how much fun we were having at Nerium University, and we did live videos. She texted me and she's like, oh my gosh, you guys just look like you're having so much fun. I just want to come over and just hang out. I said, come over and hang out. She's like, I know, but I'm not part of Nerium. I said, I don't care. Come hang out with us. So she did. And she joined. Like, people, if you are very adamant about letting them know that you're not trying to get a sale off of them and you just want what's best for them, they feel that and they'll want to be a part of it eventually. So just really listening and not rushing through that 5 to 7 exposures. It's not 5 to 7 exposures in 24 hours. It might take 2 weeks. It might take 2 months. But moving them from exposure to exposure and not saying, what do you think, or get back with me, and letting them know what you need, what you're going to do, is where it's really at. 3-way calls are super, super huge. And how to do that without being weird or awkward, like, that took me a long time, because a lot of people don't want to get on the phone with someone else because it scares the dickens out of them. They're like, no, I'm good, and then you never hear from them again. So what I do is I'll set it up, like, the time that I'm going to talk with them, and then I set up my expert and I tell them, I'm going to try to transition at this time. So when I'm on the phone with them and they ask a question, I always say, you know what, let me find that answer for you, because I really want to make sure you get the right information. And I'll say, hold on a second. So then I transfer over to test whoever and tell them. And when I come back, I'm like, I got my friend Tessa on the phone, and I just really want to make sure you got the right answer, even though, of course, I know the answer. But I said, I really want to make sure you got the right answer, because I never want you to make a decision without all the info. So I again put it back on them that I'm just wanting their best interest, and that they know that. And now I've transitioned without it being like, that is hard for people to get that transition without it being so. What are they winning? Don't know. Okay. So if you can get that transition to where it's not quite so, it's just so awkward. And that's the first thing I try to teach my brand partners, because nobody wants to do three-way calls. They're like, how do you, like, I'm going to have you talk with someone, and they're like,
Well, especially if you're good friends with them.
Yes.
Because they said, why do you want me to talk to somebody else? You've already answered all my questions.
Right. And I try not to answer questions, you know, because people don't get that that third-party validation. Thank you. I was trying to say validity.
She got it like after I did it with her, and she became my brand partner.
Yes.
She understood, but prior to that, she was real.
It was.
iffy
And
about
it's hard to get on that three-way call because they're like, well, this is weird. Why would, like, I really care about talking to a stranger. So, the last thing I'm going to talk about is converting PCs to BPs. 70% of brand partners were preferred customers. I think I might have said that. I don't know. I've done this training a few times. So now I can't even remember what I've said.
You said 70%?
70% of BPs were once PCs. So when you look at that number, that's huge, because that's why we don't want to rush even preferred customers. You know what I mean? And you really want to check up with them and treat them like gold. Because at first when they took the 3-year free away from customers, I was mad. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, this is terrible. I am so thrilled right now. Because it's that's right. They don't want to sell it. They don't want to make money, but they don't want to pay for their product. So it's an upscaling point where once they love the product and stuff, I always come at them, I'm like, are you sick of paying for your product yet? You know, and they're like, what? And I'm like, you know you can get it for free, right? And they're like, you can? And I'm like, yeah, do you know 3 to 5 people that have skin or a brain and don't want to be old or feel awful anymore? You know? And they're like, well, yeah. And then that's how I transition. And I taught, you know. So when you come at it that way with them, it's not the business that scares them. You know what I mean? It's, I can share it with 3 to 5 people and get my product for free. Why would you keep dumping money in, you know? And I'm like, you don't even have to do anything with the business. Because when I started, I literally sat in that living room. We bought a box of VHT. We tried it for a month. It changed my kid's life, like, forever. And I thought, I do not want to make money. I don't want to sell this stuff. But I wouldn't mind maybe getting it free for her, since we're going to have it on. She's going to have this for life. And if I can change maybe 3 people's life like it did hers, that's a win. That was my goal. 3 customers. And then it exploded. So that's the thing, is if you can get them in as a brand partner, they may only want their product for free, but they may gain so much more. And think about if you had 20 brand partners that just wanted to be 3 or free. Take 20 times $400 a month in your business, because that's what 3 customers plus their ADO would be. That's huge, and it'd be about 300, but that's huge. If you had 20 of those that just wanted 3 or free, now put that into a bigger equation, and that's how you start moving up. That's how it compounds effects. And they may find someone that wants to do the same thing, you know, and it might be a slow process, but if your bucket's always full and you're consistent, you're not grasping at straws at the end of the month, you have plenty of people to follow up with and plenty of people watching you. I hope that helped. Anybody have any questions?
Do you have much fallback from, like, somebody who's that you say that to them, they want to get it free, they really don't have any interest in working it, but they do sign up to be a brand partner, they do have to continue to share, because they're going to have customers that are going to try.
And I explain that to them.
Okay.
You know what I
So
mean?
do you have a lot that fall off because they don't continue to share, like they get their free?
So they're fully aware.
And I kind of, you know, what I find is that I build such a relationship with them, and they do start coming to our events, because we're pretty, like, fun, caring, sharing group, that they usually end up investing a little bit more, or never getting any customers, and then they got twice as much money for their bang when they bought in. So it was a win-win either way. But I find that they either do absolutely nothing, or we actually get them to do more, because they start hanging around us, and I'm calling them, and I'm checking up with them, and we're just having fun, you know, and I'm building that relationship with them. Because getting a brand partner is great. Sponsoring a brand partner is a whole nother ballgame, you know, and that's huge. So I hope that helped. Did it help? Okay, good. I've said the same thing 3 times now. I can't remember what I've said. And when I have it, I'm like, did I say that last time or this time? So, and I don't follow my notes, obviously. I don't even know why I make them. Because I just kind of go off on whatever. So anybody else have any? Take some of this chocolate, please. Take some chocolate. No questions? None? You all should go out and sign up too for Grandparents. No, I'm just kidding. So, I can't believe I finished before time. That's the first time. Last time I was trying to
Started before. So
Yeah, we did start before he.
That was
Right.
smart.
he kept putting it off or something.
This is one of the most powerful ones.
That's my favorite one. You had a purpose before anyone had an opinion.
I really like Dale's saying. I would never pay for the opinion of a person that doesn't have life that I want.
I feel really weird with
I
this
like that
camera on me. I'm not gonna lie.
Because you're glowing, so it's working. You're good.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm still blinking. Well, and I'm like a. You can't move my arm. Like a robot. I'm like, here, everyone's there you go. Thank you. Oh, we get a break. And I got this.